Hello and welcome everyone to my channel. And I also want to welcome you to this new frequency that we have moved into. Some of you may be feeling that you are still kind of walking in between and in between worlds. And we have a lot of this within our society and within our spiritual journey to where we feel like we are kind of in between. We don't really fit where we used to be, but we're not really sure where we belong yet. And this is the energy that we are in. You will either be the in-between or you will have moved into this new frequency. This new moon that we experienced was that portal. And I had to ask my team what was going on because I felt when I began doing my readings, they began to shift in the energy as what was happening. All of these new things, the opening to love and magic and all these different things that were opening up. And they said it's because we have moved onto that cusp of the new earth, that new frequency that we have been talking about. Now, what they're telling me is that there is a transitional phase that we are in right now. Some of you will be already there, and some of you will be the next month or so to move into it. Over the next month or so is what they are saying for this particular collective. Now, there may be others that move within a year or more, but I'm talking more immediate for when I am putting this out. If you're finding this at a later date, you will be experiencing this now or within a month or so is what they're telling me. So the timing of you finding this will be now to a month. So it's very current energy is what they are talking about. We are being tested to some degree to see, are we ready to stay within this new frequency? Are we ready to make a stand, to be authentic, to stand in our own truth, and to not allow ourselves to move back into an old cycle, an old spiral? So you may find over the next little while that you are triggered by different things that you may have been extremely triggered by in the past, and you may have had a very specific reaction. You are being asked to stand in your authenticity and your truth and to not go back to that old behavior, is what they're saying. An old behavior pattern that you are currently leaving behind. And I can speak about this so much on point because I had this happen to me where someone was trying to draw me into that energy because of high vibe. And when you're high vibe, people that are around you that are not yet sitting within that energy feel kind of uncomfortable within it. It's kind of like they are, there's no other way to describe it than uncomfortable. So they want to draw that energy down because when they bring you down, back down to their level, they feel comfortable. But we need to make them feel uncomfortable. We need to stay in that high vibe because when we stay in that high vibe is when we are able to shift. We are able to shift others that need that extra little bit of push to move them into that state. Not to be afraid to speak your truth, to speak your mind, to speak about what is coming to the surface for you, and to set very strict boundaries and saying, hey, this is not happening right now. I am not going to go there with you. And just, even if you have to shut a door to shut it out, do that. Shut a door if that is right in your face and not willing to shift if someone is in your face with that energy. And for them to be able to walk away from that so that you are not pulled down and drawn back down into that old spiral of energy. That again will take you back through those lessons again to move back up and will only delay your progress and theirs for that matter. Okay? Because with your energy, what has been happening is that you are very adaptable. Okay? You adapt to circumstances. You can go into many, many different scenarios and walk out of there kind of on top. You may feel that you are drawn, that your energy is tired, but when you release from that situation, others will have raised within their frequency, their vibration. They will feel better. You have shifted that energy. And then it is simply a matter of you realizing what has happened so that you allow that energy to continue to flow through you in a way that continues to transmute it and move it out of your body. You may even find at this time that you have a lot of detox symptoms. You might be having headaches, stomach issues, those kind of things as you shift into this energy and as you transmute this energy from others. And very specifically, people that are close to you, you will find this. If they are going to stay with you, they must shift. And you are part of this. You are shifting others without even knowing that you are shifting them just by them being in your presence. And as I say that, the dog begins to bark, the transmuting of that energy again, that old karmic energy that continues to come back around to us each and every time when we are tested, when we are asked to set boundaries, when we are asked to choose ourselves, when we are asked to choose our authenticity and who we are. Arikanash katai, ikata nai, kish kata, arana kaush kata. Makarati taish kotaya. Arani garati sky ara kata. Aranikata ishkai arato ta iskita mashkarata ta iskitaira. Aranaya raka sata. Karata chikita yamakata yarato ka yanaka. Ara tika shkatai. And to really become more of your authentic self, and not even so much becoming as it is staying there within that authenticity of yourself, because you have been in kind of a yo-yo of energy right now, kind of that bouncing back and forth of those energies, as you have been tested, and you may have witnessed the same pattern over and over and over again that has been pulling you back down into that, and you're like, shit, they pulled me back down again, I did that again. And you are finally getting to the point to where, no, I don't feel like I need to fight back, I don't need to prove anything, I don't need to do anything, I just need to be in my energy, and I need to command that space. And that is what we are talking about in this new energy, is that you will command that space for who you are, and you will command that people meet you there, rather than you having to dive down into an old energy that is uncomfortable more for you, because you are transmuting. You are commanding a respect in a very sovereign way, because of how you were standing for yourself, because you are standing in your truth, you are standing in your authenticity, and people are seeing your light. They are seeing your light that is shining out in between you. Others may witness bright flashes when you enter the room. They may begin to hear, ringing in their ears, simply because you are there in their presence, and you are transmitting that energy. You are bringing those messages. You are bringing those codes to transmute that old energy and to begin to light them up. You are that conduit of that energy, and you have always been meant to be that conduit of that energy. You have been that your entire life, and you have always felt out of place. You have always felt like you have had to pretend to be something to be accepted. But you have always known that there is something far greater than you that is just over the horizon. It's here. And now you will not be so much forced to wear that mask in public, to where you feel like you are accepted, or you are in danger, or any of those things, that you are judged, because you are no longer judging yourself. You have reached the point to where you have accepted yourself. You love yourself. You recognize that there is dark and light, that there is polarities in this world, there is dualities, and you are both. And it is simply a choice that we make as to which point of that scale we are going to exist in. Are we going to exist and make the choices in the light, or are we going to make the choices within that denseness of the energy and exist there? What do you choose? You have chosen you. Probably for the first time in your life. And over the last while, you have been struggling with choosing you. You have been going back and forth. You have been asking yourself, am I selfish? What is wrong with me? You have had a lot of repercussions for it. You have had people that have been coming in and saying, what about me? What about me? I need your help. And you're like, you know what? I'm just done with this. But you have filtered through and detoxed a lot of guilt, a lot of shame, a lot of blame within your body. And you are now sitting in a state of sovereignty of yourself, of realizing, hey, I am worthy. I am worthy of feeling good about my life. I am worthy of making my own choices that bring happiness to me. I am worthy of having peace. I choose peace. And when you make that a conscious choice, that becomes your reality. And you may find in the beginning of making those conscious choices that others around you may not particularly enjoy that. They may not like that. You may find that you have some conflict from the outside that wants to come in. But as you consciously make those choices and as you release the guilt, the shame, the blame, the idea that you have to prove anything to anybody, or that you have to be able to say, I deserve this. You don't have to say that. You know that. And your aura will define that. It will define those boundaries. It will be like an invisible shield because you have invited your soul to surround you. You are not sitting in your human avatar with your soul barely attached to you. You have embodied that soul form, that light form of your body within this human avatar. And that soul has a very specific light around it that shines and that attracts that energy to it of that which it is. And you are the essence of love. You are light. You have spent hundreds and hundreds of lifetimes in order to get to this point, to this new frequency, this new energy that we are now experiencing. And all you have to do is surrender to it. You have to surrender to the love of the self. That's it. And in our humanness, that is one of the most difficult things that we will ever do. Self-love, self-worth. Knowing that we hold the responsibility for ourselves, that's pretty hard when we start to realize that, hey, we're responsible for the energies that surround us. Whether they're dense or whether they're light. What are they? We are responsible for that. And when we take responsibility for all things in our life, we then realize that we are the creator. We are co-creating our life, our world, as we live, as we breathe, with every breath that we take, with every belief that we breathe into our body, with everything that we are putting into our body. What is the energy? Everything is energy. Okay? The food, the thought, the actions. What are we putting into our body? What are we absorbing around us? When we make conscious choice to absorb things that make us joyful, happiness, loving, spending time with those people that bring laughter to us. Sometimes joy comes in the form of tears, remembering, gratitude. That is the energy that we are opening to now, and that those of you are opening to as we move on. And if you haven't seen, I'll actually tag it at the end of this video. If you haven't seen the surprise initiation that I received from Maud a few days ago, I encourage you to go on there. In the very beginning, there will be a talk And I don't even know exactly where the initiation starts with what, but if I think of it, I'll go into that and I will set a timestamp down below to show you where that begins too, if you want to go in there and do that initiation. A lot of people only watch a few minutes of video and then leave the rest. So if you're still here, you need that initiation through Mott. It is the receiving of the heart of light, that lightened heart, that lightened energy. And I talk about that within there of what happened. And years ago when I was with my shaman and I actually had a dream to where they warned me that when I got a new heart that I would be soft when I got a new heart. And he said, that's what happens when you get a new heart. We warned you. And I did. They gave me a new heart of light. And they did warn me. And what a beautiful feeling it is to be able to look at the world through the eyes of authenticity and love, to be able to see that. And the heart that they gifted me was actually my heart that had been regenerated through love. The denseness had dropped away from it. It was detoxified. The wisdom was brought back for the experience, and the love out of all of those experiences is what was brought back. I encourage you to go in there and go through that initiation yourself, because in doing that, you may have profound awakenings and memories to yourself of what you have experienced, that denseness within the heart that has created that pain and suffering that we are moving beyond. And I don't want to say above, I want to say beyond, because we're moving into a new frequency, a new earth. This is a complete shift in consciousness, in higher consciousness. And I am just so completely honored to be able to share this with you and to be here on this platform. For those of you that are with me and have consistently and constantly came back to support me over and over again, I thank you. And I'm so glad to have you as part of my soul family and to have you moving on into this newer, lighter, and brighter energy to where there will not be that suffering in the same way. And they explained to me a while back that there's still going to be that energy because we are here transmuting, but it will not be in the same capacity. And I believe that that is because they just got done saying that we have embodied our soul energy now. And that soul energy is light and bright. And those that are not resonating will not come to it because it makes them uncomfortable if they are not making that choice to move out of that denseness, because that light will break apart that denseness. So you will find that maybe different places that you used to frequent will not feel comfortable to you, and you will find that the people that used to be drawn to you or want to be drawn to you to, take that energy will not have that power to do that anymore, and they will fall away. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful because you have already done the work, and now all you need to do is to enjoy your life, to enjoy whatever it is that you wish to create. How do you wish to create? What do you wish to create? You may find that you pick up new ways to create. Recently, I began painting. I never knew I could paint. I'm pretty good at it. I never knew I could do that. So there are many different things where we are putting our energy out into the world. And as we put our energy out into the world within those projects, those art projects, music, poetry, whatever it is, those are embedded with light codes that as they are looked at, as they are read, as they are seen, those light codes are bouncing off that and being absorbed into those that require them in order to light up those DNA strands that have been laying dormant within the bodies. And that is the idea of art in the way that it is shared. It is an energy that is shared. And nobody owns energy. Okay? Nobody owns it. We flow through it. And when we realize that we flow through that energy and we do not own it, it changes a lot. Okay? We are vibrating at a certain energetic vibration, but we do not own that energy. We say all the time, my energy, my energy. You're vibrating at a certain energetic level. Okay? But we need to let go of the idea of my energy. Because as soon as we take on that mindset of my energy, we are holding on to that energy. And sometimes we hold on to energy in an unhealthy way. Energy is meant to flow, it is meant to move, it is meant to constantly, right, move through us. It doesn't change our memories, it doesn't change our wisdom, but it does remove the pain when we allow the energy to flow through us. Because when we say that is my energy, we are holding on to that suffering and pain. That makes perfect sense to me, Spirit. Right? Holding on to the old past, right? My childhood, my memories, my. We're holding on to that rather than just saying that was an experience. Right? That was an experience, and allow that energy to flow through so that we can move into a new state of energetic being. And as we move into that new state of energetic being, we allow that energy to flow through us. It heals. And as we heal those wounds, that is when more light is allowed to enter into our body. Wow, what a simple process that is. What a simple process that is. So we're going to do a quick little light code here. I'm going to set my talking stick on just on my desk here while it is here, and I'm going to do a little bit of a light code for you guys. And if you speak light language, even if you don't, speak it anyway. Whatever sounds, tones wants to come out of your body, we are really being requested to do that because sound is what moves energy as well. That is a vibration, that is an energetic that moves. So any kind of sound that moves, moving your body. If you feel like you want to move your body, whatever it is that you want to do that. Do that. There is no wrong way to move the flow of energy, okay? There is no wrong sounds. It is all simply movement. Okay, whether it's through sound, actual actions, whatever that is, allow it just to go through your body. I invite you to join me within this, and we are going to see who wants to come in. The white dragon just dropped in as I said that. The white dragon, which is the divine feminine, which I'm not really surprised to see that because we've had a lot of divine feminine that is being healed around us right now. And everybody holds divine feminine, whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with your gender. It only has to do with that creative energy that wants to flow through us now in order to continue to move that energy into the world, they're saying, through that creative process, through birthing new things. And that can be anything. That can be baking, cooking, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You're all creating something. Okay, however that looks for you. All right, so let's see what the dragon wants to bring in here. They're asking you to really take in a deep breath because the dragon is really all about that breath of life, that life source energy, our breath. Without our breath, we do not exist. So they're really wanting you to breathe, and as I'm breathing in, I can feel the energy that is pulling me up. Kind of forces me into a yawn as they bring in more breath, because that breath raises our frequency. And as I'm doing this, I am seeing white dragon that has the wings actually extended out. And interestingly enough, the white dragon is on the right side. The left is typically the feminine. Okay, they're talking about the brain. Okay, that's why they're on the right side. That makes perfect sense. Thank you. Okay, so just breathe. Atora skitai nakata. Nakata ara na yaraka. Tora ti araka. Araka shish katai. Shish katai ni mara ara toka. Dugaraski Arana Arana Agani Arati Ash Arata Anai Dorai Doraski Arai Arato Toras Karanaga Paranaka Parataya Torati Tok Darana Ada Ragaya Toshnaraya Toga. They are bringing in toning, and I'm feeling a lot of energy within the throat that is wanting to release at this time. Vishnuma Gataraski Gataraskati Arati Naga. I am sensing the star mothers now that are currently stepping in with this energy. This is really strong heart energy that is currently wanting to come in here now. Toras Katinta Shkatana Ida O Nikita Aradita Shkatota Tana Ki Arana O Anakati O Anakati Arati Shkatana Shki Aradia Arataya Nikatataya Moshkatiti Titara O Anakita Aratuka Tayana Kita Tokatita Shkataya Tokataya Arwa Nikataya Mokachitaya Hawa Nikiti Shkataya Awidanikata Aratikata Tukataya Shkataya Na Anai Ari Anakataya Ari Anakataya Ashtai Nikata Arita with Anakata. Beautiful. Thank you. The dragons brought in an opening to your own power center, that creativity, I'm having a hard time talking, sorry. That creativity that lies within each one of us, that exists within each one of our beings, of being able to create, our own world, our own creation of what it is that resonates with us in the world. There's deep healing that is coming from this. And the star mothers wanted to bring in that nurturing, feminine love that strength that lies beyond and within the nurturing, is what they are saying. So we are being asked to embody that without that warrior energy. They're saying that there is no longer that energetic presence of that fighting warrior, that conflict, that defensiveness. That's it, that defensiveness. It is more of a, I stand here. This is me, and I stand here in my sovereignty, in my truth, and this is who I am. And I love you as you are, and I'm expecting to be loved just as I am. But if you cannot love me as I am currently, then we will not be in the same co-creation, I guess, or creation at the time. So it is basically a shedding of that and the acceptance of where everyone is within their own frequency, their own vibration. And the Star Mothers are bringing that in, really asking us to remember that we are both, and that we have all sat in that experience where a lot of others are currently sitting, and that we all need our own time to get to where we are, to allow each person that time to get to where they are, to let them go, to flow with the energy when they are ready to move, to not judge, to not push, to not try to bring that energy with you, but to let it go. It's like when you have a child that leaves home and they make mistakes. That's what the Star Mothers are saying. They make mistakes and you're like, oh, I told them not to do that. People don't listen by being told. They discover by doing. And that is what this energy is. Discovering by doing, standing in your own sovereignty without judging another, allowing them to make the mistakes so they can have the retakes on their own. And that is how they will gain that wisdom. You will simply inspire by living. Okay? So you are being asked to simply be in that vibration, to be your authenticity, to be who you have always been, and to allow others to be where they are currently. Okay, beautiful, beautiful souls, I thank you. I thank you for allowing me to bring this message to you, the healing to you. And I really want to say that I honor you, and I honor where you are, and I'm so honored to be able to speak on behalf of the divine, to bring messages of healing, messages of enlightenment, and to hold space for each and every one of you during your healing journey. And today you're being asked to remember your sacredness. So until next time, thank you for joining me.